righty. On Wednesdays, friends, for our Recovery Dharma practice, we have a more of a quiet, contemplative, Zen-inspired practice, and where we read from Zen masters. We spent 2.5 years studying Roshi Joan Halifax's book, Standing at the Edge. And what we've been reading recently is the sayings of Thich Nhat Hanh partnered with the art of Roshane Ray in this book called Go Slowly, Breathe, and Smile. So we're just going to read one of Thich Nhat Hanh's wonderful pieces, and then we'll just spend time quietly contemplating that. Before we begin, however, I would like to set the intention of our practice today by pulling a sentiment of metta. Metta means loving kindness. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of this beautiful, beautiful Sangha. And I want to thank you all for carving out the time for prioritizing the healing of your mind and heart, the harmonizing of wisdom within the body and mind. I want to thank you for your practice and leaving such an inspiring and beautiful impression in this space. This card of metta reads, "May your kindness extend beyond imagination." May your kindness extend beyond imagination. Okay. We're going to take a moment and allow the body to catch up with the mind. It's midday. It's midweek. We've probably had a lot going on. Lo and I have at Soul Center. We had a plumber out. That's always a curious adventure. Having a snake going through the drains, pulling out whatever. So energetically, is around us and around me anyway. We're trying to just be with that, right? Sometimes that's life. Just yeah. And that for me anyway, that can really get my mind going. And so it takes a little bit of extra effort to calm down, relax the mind, open the mind, soften the heart. I'd like to bring forward an actual intention and a way to concentrate and channel our sentiment of loving kindness, to allow kindness to extend beyond imagination. And I'd like to bring forward our wonderful Sangha member in California, Josh. Josh is attending the funeral of a coworker, another firefighter, and his very dear friend, a partner in the firefighting world, really, for him. They answered multiple fires. They witnessed countless tragedies. They saved many lives together, and his friend Steve died very suddenly and unexpectedly, and today is his funeral. It began at 11 o'clock this morning. And so it's just that terrible, wonderful reminder that life is precious and fragile. We all know we're going to die someday. Most of us don't know when or how. And so it really invites us to come into the moment with a spirit of reverence and even awe. This is so precious. Your life, It doesn't matter the story that you've wrapped around your life as a judgment or something defining. Beyond all judgments, beyond all definitions, beyond all texture and culture is the heart of your life, and it is divine and precious. So allow that to just permeate into the body as you quietly settle in. Maybe turn your gaze inward. If it's comfortable to close your eyes, do. If you'd rather just stare at a tree or something on the floor, that's okay too. If you're lying down, really allow your body to relax. Maybe take notice of every point along the back body that's being supported by the floor or the bed or a couch. If you're seated, take notice of everything that is supporting your seat and the way you're sitting. And then see if you can bring your body into a posture of nobility. And all that simply means is allowing your shoulders to relax and open, revealing the vulnerability and the majesty of the heart. Allow yourself to be nice and tall, soft belly, strong back, and breathe. In Buddhism, the first noble reminder is you have a precious human life. It is so rare to be here. Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, "For things to reveal themselves to us, we need to be ready to abandon our views about them." For things to reveal themselves to us, we need to be ready to abandon our views about them. He adds, in Buddhism, knowledge is sometimes regarded as an obstacle to understanding. If we take one thing to be the truth and cling to it, even if the truth itself comes and knocks at our door, we won't open it. Many of you who practice with me know that I have a tool, a mantra, an instrument of peace, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it an instrument of peace. And it comes in the form of an acknowledgement and then a question. And this is a way of keeping perspectives open, keeping my sense of knowing leaning toward curiosity versus fixation and rigidity. The mantra you hear me say all the time is, well, that's true, and not the whole truth. The question then that follows is, what else is true? Many years ago, I was living in Seattle and I was a sign language interpreter and I was working in a beautiful community of deaf-blind people. And there was a deaf-blind person who didn't like me very much. I know, it's really difficult to believe, but it happens. For some people, I am not an acquired taste. I am a take one taste and spit it out flavor. Yuck. That's just the way it is sometimes. So this one woman had no animation with me whatsoever. Did not like me at all. Something about me just was really repugnant to her. This is a deaf-blind woman. And so she had shared with several other people in the community and coworkers that one of the reasons why she didn't like me was because I was a snob. That Julia is such a snob. Now, at this time, I was already a practitioner, so I knew how to hold that because it's very prickly. It's a very, very thorny thing to say. And it was upsetting, which is always an indication that it's true. Because if somebody were to say something to me completely untrue, Julia, you are the greenest, slimiest frog I've ever met, I would have been like, oh, I'm so sorry, that sounds like a hard day. It's so untrue, I can't even entertain it. But she said, she's such a snob. Ouch, that hurt. It's true. Darn it. Unfortunately, where the confusion comes in is she had a perspective that me being a snob was all there was about me. I know that that's only a piece of me. It's true. I can totally be a snob, absolutely. It's part of what being human is all about, and it's not my whole truth. What else is true? Well, I can be incredibly friendly and kind. I can be off-putting and judgmental. I can be angry and frustrated and resentful. I can be compassionate and loving. Look at that. There's the spectrum of things that make the whole of me, the truth of me. And when I practice this, and as Thich Nhat Hanh is encouraging us, there's freedom because I don't have to be ensnared by such a limiting point of view. And I also have an opportunity to look at the things about me that I find unnoble and begin to heal them and transform them. So I was very grateful to this person for bringing this to my attention. I had no idea that my snobbery, my bourgeoisie attitude was detected by some people. She made it very clear. And I work on it. For things to reveal themselves to us, we need to be ready to abandon our views about them. Take notice of what you're clinging to. Take notice of the stories. This isn't necessarily an invitation to drop them all together. It's simply an invitation to add some wiggle room, some space around these fixed ideas, some space to get some perspective, additional perspective. Friends, for the month of April, we have been exploring the nature of duality, black and white, good or bad, right or wrong, this or that, snob or not snob. And the reality is that each of us is a whole constellation of all kinds of different things that make us a beautiful reflection of the cosmos. The cosmos that's filled with brilliance, beauty, and great tumult. The cosmos that is spacious and dense, dark and light, cold and extraordinarily hot. Both of those things coming together make us who we are. These practices help us become a little bit more curious and a little bit more friendly to those aspects of ourselves that we would much rather reject, ignore, or deny. We practice to understand them in ourselves because by extension we can bring that understanding into the world and extend our kindness out beyond imagination. Shall we? And see what comes up. And let's just endeavor to do our best. Let's also endeavor to get it wrong sometimes and learn from it. That's how we mature. That's how we gain access to wisdom. That's how we heal. And that's our dedication as well, friends. So endeavor for the rest of your day to bring kindness into your moments and let them extend beyond your imagination. Thank you for your beautiful practice, friends. We'll see you next time. Namaste.